Joyce Feinberg, Richard Gottfried, Rose Mallinger, Jerry Rabinowitz, Cecil Rosenthal, David Rosenthal, Bernice Simon, Sylvan Simon, Daniel Stein, Melvin Wax, Irving Younger. As these 11 souls were so callously taken from us on Shabbat, we read a Torah portion, Vayera, which at the end of it has a piece known as the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. We Jewish people understand it as the binding of Isaac, not the sacrifice of Isaac, because at the 11th hour, God stays Abraham's hand to say, do not harm the boy. God does not allow us to harm our loved ones like that, because we are told in the book of Deuteronomy to choose life. Above all, as a people, we are a God-fearing and a God-loving and a people who choose life above all. And yet, these 11 people, they were murdered that morning, this past Shabbat, by somebody who did not heed God's call, by somebody who did not see that human life has to be sanctified above all else. And so I am sitting in front of you this week feeling a whole set of emotions: grief, sadness, anger, hopelessness, wondering how we can possibly move forward. For those of you who joined with us on Sunday evening at our vigil, either in person or by live streaming, thank you for being a part of this holy and sacred community. It was a powerful moment, a moment where we came together and held on to each other and sang, "We shall overcome." And now the question becomes, how can we as a people, how can we as a community, how can we as a country move forward? This coming Shabbat, as hashtag show up for Shabbat, come this Friday at 6:30 p.m. or on Saturday morning at 8:45 a.m. Fill these pews. Remind everybody that love is stronger than death. Because when hate raises its ugly head anywhere in our country, we will rise to confront it with solidarity and with determination. The second thing is take care of yourself and take care of your loved ones. There's so many resources available to us to help cope with acts of terror and anti-Semitism. Look at reformjudaism.org. Reach out to us, your clergy, and our educators if you need support. And locally here in Westchester, you can always reach out to the Westchester Jewish Community Services. Just as we lit glow sticks here in our sanctuary on Sunday night to remind ourselves that we need to cast light into dark corners, do something so that the future of this country can be brighter than its present and brighter than its past. Cast ballots this coming Tuesday for elected officials who you believe will represent your values. Values like tolerance, decency, respect, compassion, kindness, humanity. These are core Jewish values. These are core religious values. In this week's Torah portion, Chaye Sarah, Sarah, Abraham's wife, passes away. She's 127 years old, and Abraham makes arrangements for her burial. But then he gets up from his mourning. He gets up and he goes out and finds a bride for his son Isaac. They find Rebekah, she comes back, and she comforts Isaac. And so, friends, I believe that by being able to move forward after moments of tragedy, after moments where we might feel hopeless, we move forward by being there for one another, by looking to the future with hope, and then by comforting one another wherever we find ourselves. That's the meaning of community, and that's the meaning of being a part of a sacred tradition. So I wish you in advance a Shabbat Shalom, and we look forward to greeting you this Shabbat for hashtag Show Up for Shabbat.